So the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra remains king. And in this episode, I'm going to tell you why, after watching the Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max event, why I think this phone is still probably the best value large phone, maybe the best phone in general. Still, let's talk about it. Begin by talking about the price. So when you look up, buying a Samsung S23 Ultra, you will be able to find this thing at a cheaper price sometimes than you'll find a iPhone at. And mostly because Samsung typically throws deals. I can't type while I'm recording, it looks like, but they usually don't throw deals on this phone. So when you look this up, you're going to see a lot of deals on S23 Ultra. In addition, Samsung will usually give you trade-in credits, and they give them to you immediately, right away. They don't make you wait. But the first reason why is mostly because Apple decided to make the 15 Pro Max almost identical to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. And if you're going to try to top your main competitor right here, which I don't even think they're trying to at this point, they should have went ahead and did a little bit more in terms of the optical zooming, maybe made the screen a little bit bigger. So that's the first reason this still remains king. It has the bigger display right here on the S23 Ultra, that's for sure. So bigger display, and not only that, more customizable in terms of making it vivid, natural, and stuff like that. And still has the 120 hertz, just like the iPhone. This also has a 1440p WQHD HD Plus display, and takes a lot better advantage of it with these multitasking features with the Samsung Edge panels. So really, the Galaxy S23 Ultra, I think, even though the new 15 Pro Max came out, this still has a better display, and it's not even in my hands yet. I can just already feel that's what's going to be the case. Next one is months old, yet it still has a longer zoom than the iPhone. So Apple talked about in their presentation how they have so many, different ways you can shoot, making it like 7 lenses in one. You kind of already have that on the S23 Ultra, and you've had it for months if you've tried this phone out already. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it goes on and on and on. I didn't take 7, but you can do 7 different angles. But they were just kind of showing what this phone already does right here. But you can see this is 30 times zoom on the S23 Ultra, and look at the detail. It's still very good. Here's a 10x optical shot right here, and look at the detail. So the 10x optical is already beating an unreleased iPhone that is the latest. So, while it's really nice that they're improving the camera, I'm excited to try out the 15 Pro Max. This phone has kind of spoiled that for me a little bit because this phone already has a longer zoom. So I can't be overly excited knowing that I already have a phone that has even further zoom than that device. Samsung's ecosystem is also getting better with their Galaxy Buds, their tablets, the S9 Ultra tablet, having the Samsung DeX where you can just take this USB-C to a monitor, or you can just wirelessly DeX this to a TV or something like that. It's pretty awesome. So really nice. As a matter of fact, let's showcase that right now. So there's my TV set. Here is the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. We're going to go over here. Hit Samsung DeX. You're going to see in just a second Samsung DeX. So there you go. Now, on the phone itself, you can go ahead and pull down, use the phone as a touchpad, and now let's watch up here. So I'm actually controlling this right here, and we're going to go over here to the applications. Hold on. And then we go like this. Then you can use the gesture pad to go ahead and go through things. I mean, look at this. Your phone turned into a TV computer, but you can do this with any monitor, even if it's a smaller monitor or something like that. And most of the applications work really well, so it's not like they don't work. And if they don't work, they kind of just pop into this view like this, so you get multiple windows here. This is insane. And the funny thing is you can do this without even having the Samsung get hot or anything like that because of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. The phone doesn't warm up too much when using this. And then if you go into settings here, they also have their own little, Samsung DeX feature. So it doesn't feel totally like it's just a phone mirroring. It actually feels like they put together something here for you to use. So if I go right here, let me go up a little bit, Samsung DeX right there, you'll see they have their own features for this. So just a pretty cool feature nonetheless. And
While their ecosystem might not be as sticky in every area as the Apple ecosystem, at least they got some cool features like this one right here. So the next reason this remains king in my opinion is they have better colors. Now, I got this red color and honestly I kind of regret it cuz I don't think it's the best looking red ever. Not even close. It actually looks kind of coral, so I thought it was going to be neat, but honestly, I kind of regret this color. I won't buy this type of color again. But they do have this nice blue. They have, this grayish color. They got these lime greens. And while these aren't my favorite Samsung colors ever either, I think they're a little bit more nice than the ones you'll find on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So definitely, neither phone this year did the best colors, I feel like. But still, these colors to me are a little bit nicer in certain ways than the than the iPhones that just came out, which are a little bit more boring looking, I think, in the color department. But I think Apple's gonna throw a nice product red or something else when we get to WWDC or at least the springtime. In the media department, I also think this is a better experience because, like, look at this video, man. Like, you have this punch hole right here, but you don't have really any major interruptions on display like I find with Dynamic Island. So really nice. And if you zoom in enough, you zoom back down, you see just a really great media experience here. Not that the iPhone is bad, it's really good as long as you don't go into, the full screen mode. I still like the iPhone experience. It's going to be amazing as well. But this is just, I think, a little bit better when it comes to consuming media. All right, the next one is a bigger battery. Now, Samsung to me always drops from 100 to 90 very fast, but then slows down. But I'm going to have to see when I get to my upcoming iPhone 15 Pro Max, which actually has a better battery life. Some people have said the S23 Ultra got worse with certain updates. We'll have to see, though, in an actual comparison how they do. But, from a technical spec sheet, we do have a bigger battery and more RAM in this phone than the 15 Pro Max. SIM card tray available in the US, as the SIM card tray is available on 15 Pro and Pro Maxes in other countries, but not here in the US. USB-C, so we already have that, been having that for years on the Samsung, and I don't really even mention S Pen too much because we can't even talk comparison. There is no comparison, only Samsung does this. Really, LG used to have pens with certain phones, but they kind of left the market. I wish they'd come back, but they are probably not coming back to this market. But the S Pen, and this has had years of refinement, so it's like the best it's ever been now. And so the Galaxy S23 Ultra has no competition when it comes to that right there. It goes nicely into the body, very sleek, very businessy, classy, and useful. And so I want to wrap it up here. This phone remains king. Super long zooms, periscope cameras, has basically every feature in the kitchen sink, including in the more section, so much stuff you can do. It now has LumaFusion support, so you can now edit video really nicely as well on this phone. So I can't really say that Apple's the much better phone for video stuff because you can just get the LumaFusion app and go to town on the video editing now, just like you could on the iPhone. You do have a really good front-facing camera as well on here. It has this nice feature where you hold your hand here and it just knows you're taking a photo. I mean, the list goes on and on. We didn't even get to the customization and all that other stuff. The main thing I just wanted to say is that I just feel like in terms of the consumer standpoint, the thing that really keeps people off these phones is not that the hardware is not amazing. I know people are checking them out. It's the fact that they just like the Apple brand. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that in terms of if I'm being totally objective with you here, I just don't see the 15 Pro Max beating this phone. We'll have to see when we do a full comparison. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the iPhone 14 Pro Max, but I definitely don't see it beating this.
So that wraps it up. Let me know your thoughts on it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Comment that down below and let's talk about it. Thanks for watching. Nick here. Be sure to be well and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.